Hi, I'm Max.
I'm Gideon.
And this is Culinary Headline.
Headline.
Today we'll be making
Macaroni and cheese.
Step 1, we need to make the sauce, which is a creamy bechamel cheese sauce. First, of course, you need to start by boiling a large pot of water. Our sauce will start off with about 1/4 of 1 cup of butter. So just get that melted into your pot. The next step to making our bechamel is to add 1/4 of 1 cup of flour, or just equal parts. Now you're going to want to make sure to use a whisk for this, and make sure to get everything incorporated so there are no lumps. Now with your non-dominant hand, stream in slowly about 2 cups of whole milk. You want to do this with your non-dominant hand so you have your dominant hand to quickly whisk the 2 ingredients together, therefore causing no lumps. If you pour it in too quickly, you will have a very lumpy sauce at the end. Take your time, there is no rush. However, once you have a good chunk of the milk in, you can just go ahead and pour the rest in without a problem. Now is the time to add spices. You really can play around with any spices you have, but I think that a good blend is about a teaspoon each. Pepper, salt, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and about a half teaspoon of cayenne if you want a bit of spice. Now, don't worry, the sauce will seem a bit thin at first, but it will thicken up later as you continue to cook it. So here we have our cheeses. You want to use at least 3 cups of cheese total. You can really play around with a blend of your choice, but I prefer 1 cup cheddar, Parmesan, and mozzarella. Mozzarella provides the gooiness, Parmesan provides a nuttiness, and cheddar provides a smokiness.
So now that our sauce has thickened, reduce the heat and start adding the cheese. So we're going to start out with the cheddar. Okay, make sure that all gets in. Okay, and then we're going to do the Parmesan. Okay, and then to the mozzarella.
So midway through, we encountered a little problem. Our sauce is a bit too thick, so we're going to add just a splash more of milk. And I suggest you do the same if you don't want a gloppy mess of cheese. And yeah, we just want a nice, thick consistency.
Alright, so now that our sauce is done and the water is still boiling, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter to a pan and just let it melt so that it covers the whole pan. Alright, so then we're going to add the breadcrumbs. So just cover the whole pan. Make sure it doesn't get too tall, but just cover the whole thing. Okay. And then once we have that, we're going to add some salt and pepper. Okay. And then we're going to smooth that out. So now that the water is boiling, we're going to add some salt. Okay. You really need to use a lot of salt. A lot of people don't use enough salt. So next we're going to add a 1 pound small package of elbow macaroni. So once we have the macaroni in the water, we're going to let it cook for about 10 to 12 minutes, stirring as necessary.
Now that our pasta has been cooked through, it's time to strain it. So once you have added the sauce back to the strained pasta, it's time to transfer it to a baking dish. Make sure that you get every bit, because this is amazing.
All right, so now that we have the macaroni and cheese in a baking dish, we're gonna slowly add the breadcrumbs. So just get some handfuls and just let it go on very evenly. Okay. Okay. And make sure it doesn't all pile up in just one spot, because that is very hard to fix if you do that. Okay. So, and then once you've gotten about halfway, you can just add the rest, and just make sure it gets on to all of the pasta. So now that we have the breadcrumbs on the macaroni and cheese, we're gonna add a little bit more cheese. So just get a little handful of the mozzarella, and just get it all over it. Okay. And then we're gonna add a little bit more cheddar. Okay, a little bit more, I didn't get much. Okay. And then some more Parmesan.
So now we have put the mac and cheese in the oven and we are broiling it for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the cheese is melty.
Once you take it out of the oven, it should be a golden masterpiece like this. Then serve it out and enjoy.